is Hitch Live day 9 now. And we're in Coos Bay, Oregon. As you can see, it's sunny. And yeah, I got a new jetpack. I have a wide angle lens. I'm feeling good about things. Between towns, we're still going to lose signal a little bit. That's just the way she is with network connectivity at this current point in time on this particular highway. But I'm optimistic. I'm trying my jetpack out in a new location. It's mounted in the top of my backpack, so it can kind of be like up there, kind of pointing up with the antenna pointing up. See if that helps a little bit, and then we'll see how the day goes. I think it's going to be a good day because the sun's out. This is the first sunny day in Oregon. And it's not supposed to rain for a while, so I'm pretty happy. Hey Shan, congrats on the sunshine. I know, I'm super excited about this. Ah, it's beautiful. What a beautiful day. What a great day for hitchhiking. Don't you think? See if we can catch a few rides. See what kind of interesting people we'll meet today. I'm excited. Durkin? Yeah, wow, what is sun? I know. It's strange to me. I'm not used to this. It's supposed to be raining. Shan, I ended up staying in a in a park a couple kilometers that way. Walked into town this morning. Got power at a cafe for a few hours. Did some logistical things for the stream. Charged things for a couple hours, and then picked up my new jetpack, which is in my backpack now. I put it at the top, kind of pointing up. Hopefully it kind of like, because before I've just been having it in my pocket here. I think that might be a bit better spot for reception. But inevitably we're still gonna have some dead zones just between towns when you're going through the mountains and stuff like that. That's just the way it is, but I'm hoping we kind of get a more reliable thing going. I also ordered an antenna, it's a small antenna, but an antenna that I can hang off the back of my backpack and hopefully receive a better signal when I'm out in more rural areas. You just got sun here today, pretty cool. One day of summer's gone. Glad the package arrived. Yeah, me too. It was supposed to be yesterday. Changed to today, but that's okay. Life goes on. 364 days of rain to go. Woo. Well, I actually looked at the forecast just for Coos Bay, and it's like it's supposed to be sunny the next few days, which is crazy. How did you get a package today? I sent it as a general delivery to USPS post office. So you just go there, say you have a delivery, they look at the tracking number, you give them your name, and they go find it for you. So that's how, like, you know, if you're like through hiking, like the Pacific Crest Trail or something like that, you get resupplied along the way, and what you do is you send mail to a post office as a general delivery under your name, and then you just go there and they have your mail waiting for you. So if I need anything like that, actually I should have ordered a new battery as well, but I'll send that to a town further ahead. White Americans think I'm the best ways around things. Yeah, it's actually really convenient because no matter where I am, I can resupply. I just kind of have to pick a town a couple hundred miles in the direction of where I'm going, and then just get there, and you'll have mail waiting for you. So, how's everything going so far? Well, today's excellent. It's sunny. See? Look at that. Blue sky. Blue sky. Haven't seen that for a while. I got my new jetpack. I have a wide-angle lens on here so you can actually like see what's going on. And we're gonna try and catch a few rides. I'm still in Coos Bay, Oregon. I spent like the past while here just waiting for my jetpack thing to arrive. So it's here now. So we're continuing on. But good to see it out of fire. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to fly? I still, some point on the stream, I want to go to like a little small regional airport where people fly recreationally and just try to chat up some pilots and see if I can hitch a ride on a plane. So, stay tuned. I'm gonna try and catch a ride on a plane at some point. I almost have to go down right to my my base layer. Might shed this sweater. It's so nice and warm with just a gentle breeze. It's like perfect weather. I'm gonna jinx it though by being so happy about the weather and talking about it so much. Whenever you go to the small regional airport, there's nobody there. Yeah, I don't have experience with it, so I'd be going in pretty blind. I'm guessing in California, you know, there's a lot of areas with people with money. A lot of people have little tiny planes just for fun. Maybe. We'll find out. Now, unfortunately, I'm guessing if I lucked out and I did get a ride in a plane, the network connectivity while you're flying in a plane is probably not the best. So that might be a struggle, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I might make it to California today. I think it's only a couple hour drive, 2 hours or something like that. But I did get my antenna that I'm buying sent to the first kind of town city in California. So that's as far as I'm gonna get, if I do get that far. It's supposed to be delivered there tomorrow. Amazon one-day shipping. Yeah, 9 days to California ain't bad. If I was going down the I-5, like the inland highway, probably could have done it in like 3. I'm guessing. But I have no way to prove that at this point in time. Maybe we'll do a speed hitchhiking stream at some point. See how far we can get as fast as possible. In Canada, I can usually pull 1,000 kilometers a day on the Trans-Canada, so whatever that is, 60 or 600, 700 miles in a day. Not sure if that would be as easy on the interstates or not. things are a bit more spread out in Canada. Like if you're going east of Calgary, you don't really hit anything significant until you get to Regina, 8 hours away. Hitchhike from Anchorage to the very bottom of South America. You know what? I thought about doing that. Well, even cooler, you could start from, what is it, Barrow, the most northern part? Like right on the Arctic Ocean or whatever. You can get around this, but at the bottom of North America, like bottom of Central America, between Panama and Colombia, there's like a 200-kilometer gap in the road system. I think it's called the Darien Gap or something like that. Darien. I might be wrong, but there's no actual developed road system through there, and it's just forest. So in order to get from North America to South America, you kind of have to fly over or take a boat. So I'm guessing it's possible to hitch a ride on a boat across. It just adds one logistical anomaly to get from North to South America. But yeah, everything else is totally doable. But I think I talked about how my least favorite country I've hitchhiked across is Russia because of the language barrier, and I couldn't speak Russian and they couldn't speak English, so you lose that connection that you get when you can actually communicate with someone. And I'd experienced the same problem as soon as I hit Mexico. I can't speak Spanish. So if I was gonna do that, I'd try and become at least conversational in Spanish before I go down into South America. From Western Wales to Eastern Russia. I've already done that, Durkin. I hitchhiked I flew into Dublin, hitchhiked around Ireland, took a boat to Wales, hitchhiked through Wales, England, Scotland, up to northern Shetland, into Norway, hitchhiked all around Europe for 4 months, crossed from Latvia into Russia, and hitchhiked across Russia from the Latvian-Russian border to Vladivostok. So I've already done that. Am I alone? I'm always alone. No, I usually don't have a travel partner. I make weird travel decisions. What Asian countries have you visited? Any others besides Japan? Well, I've been to the Asian part of Russia. I've been to Vietnam, Hong Kong, briefly Singapore. It doesn't even count. A layover doesn't count. If anyone counts their countries and you just have a 3-hour layover in an airport, I don't think that counts. And then this is in Asia, but I've been in Australia. Hitchhiked across Australia last year. London to Cape Town. I do want to do. I was thinking about doing some hitchhiking in Africa last year, but that didn't end up happening. But I still want to do it. I also want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro along the way. I don't know why I'm not going. I can just walk. It's fine. You've driven from Dublin to Cape Town? That's a crazy drive. Yeah, still lots of potential trips. I've been to a few places, but the world is a big place. There's lots of places to see, lots of things to do. So there'll be more trips. What kind of shoes do I prefer? Show you guys. I wear full leather upper boots. I couldn't even see if you could see that, but I'm like picky about my hitchhiking boots. I don't like as sad as it sounds, I don't like the style of like traditional hiking boots with like rubber rands and like technical lacing and all their kind of sporty styling. I just like a full leather upper with a decent tread on the bottom, and no waterproof breathable membrane. I want just the leather. If I want it to be waterproof, I'll add a waterproof, like a Gore-Tex sock. Me and 2 other guys did it on motorcycles. It took us a month because it took time. That sounds like an awesome trip. You're inspiring me, man. Now I gotta do it. But no, that's really cool. I bet you had the time of your lives. Do you ever wear them out or change often? Yeah, I wore out my last pair of hitchhiking boots. I have a picture on my phone which I can show Chad at some point. They split at the bottom on the sole, and I kept wearing them and they kept splitting it more and more until they were just being held up by the top upper, like it was just like a floppy shoe. And then some guy that let me stay at his hotel in Croatia for a week bought me a new pair of shoes in Croatia. So, generosity of people, crazy. Someone bought me new shoes because mine had split in half. But yeah, I do wear out shoes because I walk a lot, and I wear the same shoes every day, so they go through a lot of stress. What brand are my boots? It's kind of funny because I bought these from a used store, like just, you know, like a Value Village Goodwill kind of thing. And they're Fry boots, but when I bought them, they were just a leather-soled boot, like a Goodyear welted leather-soled boot. And I wore out my other ones, and I'm like, I want to find some new hitchhiking boots, but I don't know how to find like boots that I like, because all hiking boots are just too hikey for my preference. So then I'm like, I really like these boots though, and they're comfortable, they fit me, but they've got a leather sole, which is not very useful for this type of thing I'm doing. So I took them to a cobbler, and I'm like, I like these boots. I want them to have a nice tread on them so I can take them traveling. He's like, okay, give me a week. He stuck a nice tread on there, and now they're my hitchhiking boots. So they're Fry, F-R-Y-E, which is like a fashion brand. They make high quality boots. All I care about is like a high quality leather upper. Chicago Ninja. Thanks for following. Yeah, I just want a nice high quality leather up, like full grain leather upper, because that lasts, and a decent tread on them. The sand in Africa will ruin any engine. Yeah, that's probably true. I don't know enough about engines and all that to comment on that, but you're probably right. Nice to have a pair of Fry boots that are good quality. Yeah, these things have done really well for me so far. They're gonna die on this trip. I'm like 80% sure I'm gonna break them, but that's okay. What's the point of having something if you don't use it? Scar, thanks for following. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy content. We're getting close to the end of town, so I'll probably be hitchhiking in a little bit once I see a good spot. Again, what I look for in a hitchhiking spot is kind of 3 main things. Look for a long line of sight so they can see me from a long ways away, so they have time to make that decision. 2, I look for a wide shoulder so that they can actually safely pull off the road and not have to like stop in the middle of traffic. Yeah, long line of sight, shoulder. Oh yeah, and slow traffic. So ideally you're still kind of within the city limits, so you're not going highway speeds. It's a lot harder for someone to stop going 120 kilometers an hour or 70, 80 miles an hour than it is if they're going just like 50. So that's what I look for. So we'll see if we can find something that works and catch a few rides. Yeah, like everything's just really good right now. The sun's out. I got my wide angle lens. I lost one a couple days ago in Pacific City. I got my new jetpack, which hopefully works a bit better than the last one. The last one was really temperamental. Not just on connection issues, but also on like battery and all that stuff. It was a finicky little unit, and I'm happy it's a brand new one, so hopefully it's better. Witnessed the first for iron today. There was warm wind in Ireland. No stiff coastal breeze that chills you to your bones. That's crazy. Now, try and figure out a spot here. So we're kind of at the end of town. The speed's about to pick up here. Now this shoulder there is not really a car width, and then this is still a raised sidewalk, so it's really not in the ideal location. But it doesn't look like it gets any better up there. So I'm gonna walk a little bit and see. I might have to do it here, and just hope someone is able to pull over safely or hop the curb onto the sidewalk a little bit. But this might have to be my spot. Global warming, man. It's not too bad. I think I've said this before. I like cold weather because you can fight it, you can deal with it. If you're prepared for it, you can flourish in it. You know, as long as you're prepared. Where when it's hot, if you're actually outside, there's not really much you can do. You're just gonna be hot and sweaty and smelly. I don't want to be hot and sweaty and smelly. This is kind of like the perfect weather though, right now. It's not that hot, it's just nice and sunny. Above 10, all I do is sit down and melt. Yeah. Like 10 is a really good temperature, I feel, because if you're running outside, if you're exerting yourself quite a bit, 10 is still nice, like it keeps you cool enough. But if you're being stationary, it's warm enough that you can just throw a light sweater on you and you're still fine. So 10 is a good temperature, 10 to 15 tops if I'm actually doing something. If you're talking like 25 plus, then all I want to do is like sit by a body of water and like transition from laying in the sun to swimming in the water to cool off, and then back and forth. It's just too hot to do anything. Like you can, I just feel gross and sweaty. And then if I'm hitchhiking and I don't have a place to shower every day, then you start to get smelly, which is never fun. Viewership's pretty good right now. Welcome everyone. Where I'm at. I'm in the outskirts of Coos. Yeah, welcome everyone to the channel. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm from Canada. I've hitchhiked for the past 4 years on and off. I've done so in 25 countries, been picked up 700 times, and I want to show people what the process of hitchhiking is like, the experience I have with it. So that's why I'm live streaming it, to show you what hitchhiking is like. Yeah, and you're about to see that. I'm pretty close to hitchhiking here. I'm at the outskirts of town. I'm just looking for a good spot. So far on the trip, we've had 20 rides. 20 rides to get from Port Angeles, northern Washington, to here, Coos Bay, Oregon. But, I think I'm gonna have to go back to where I was, actually. So we were talking about spots. I'll show you guys. See this? It's just no shoulder there. Then there's a corner. But it still looks like there's a sidewalk. Maybe around that corner there's a good spot. Go back there. That's where I was looking before. So that shoulder there's okay. You know what, the more that I look at it, that's passable. I'm gonna go there, hitchhike. Hopefully someone feels safe pulling over there. The shoulder isn't that wide, and then there's a raised sidewalk there. So it's not ideal, but it's not bad by any means. It's just, there's better spots. But you can't be too picky. You kind of just gotta deal with what the city or town you're hitchhiking out of throws at you. So I think this will work. You'd rather turn into a body of water at 25C? Yeah, 25C is hot. Yeah, where I'm from on Vancouver Island, it rarely gets hotter than 25 degrees Celsius. We're near the Pacific Ocean there, like here, so the ocean kind of keeps us mild, regardless of season. So you're kept mild in the summer, so you don't get too hot, and you're also kept mild in the winter, so it doesn't really get cold, and it doesn't really snow there, barely ever. But yeah, anywhere here, I'm gonna stop and start throwing my thumb out. Now, another thing that's not great about this, you can tell, is that it's a two-lane highway in each direction. So if someone's in the left lane, it's like if they see me and they might pick me up, they might not be able to get over in time to get into the right lane, to pull over onto the shoulders. So again, not perfect, but we'll deal with it. So let's start hitchhiking. Can't imagine how people deal with 30, 40, 50C. Yeah, from my point of view, I agree with you. But it's amazing how adaptable humans are. You adapt to your environment. People who live in like really cold places, like Canada, central Canada, like they get used to the cold. You just get used to your environment, and it would be the same for, you know, someone who lives in Dubai, where they have, you know, 40 plus degrees Celsius weather quite often. So isn't the best spot, but we'll catch a ride here. What keeps people from watching stream? Finding a location killing you? I don't know. The average person not wanting to kill someone? Like, if my stream gets big enough, I'm not going to advertise my location at some point. But I don't see the need to hide my location right now. Are there any countries they visited they absolutely would not want to go back to? No. Yeah, just a little bit ago I said how Russia was my least favorite country I've hitchhiked through. But that was because I couldn't speak Russian. Russians were very kind. Hitchhiking was easy. It's just I couldn't connect with people because I couldn't talk to them. Or at least couldn't talk correctly. Eventually I picked up an unlimited data SIM so we could translate through Google Translate when I had internet, but for the first bit, like, I couldn't talk to anyone. So I missed a follower. Off the Lightroom, thanks for following. Hope you enjoy your stay. See how long it takes me to catch my first ride today. You'd literally melt. 110, yeah. State I'm in. Oregon. Started in Washington, northern Washington. Just been slowly hitchhiking my way south down Highway 101 the past 9 days. Might be in California later today, if not tomorrow. It's rained every single day on this trip so far, but this is the first day where it's sunny and it looks like it's gonna stay this way. And where am I going? South until I don't feel like going south, then probably east. I don't have a specific destination. I'm doing this trip for fun and to show people what hitchhiking's like. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I run out of money or I no longer enjoy it. So whenever one of those two things happens, if they ever happen, then I'll stop. If I do hitchhiking America for quite a while and I still enjoy it, I still have money, then I'll probably turn this into hitchhiking Europe and start hitchhiking around Europe. What's the longest hitchhiking ride you've ever gone on? I usually prefer short rides. Longest ride is from Deep River, Ontario, Canada to Lake Louise, Alberta, Canada. And that's just over 3,000 kilometers. So like 20-something hundred miles. And that was over 3 days. In one car. And we took turns driving. Sunny all day, and then the second I finish work starts get cloudy. Yeah, I'm probably making a mistake by being so optimistic about the weather here, being that I've had a few sunny moments on this trip, but you know, within like 30 minutes, it's like, nope, it's time for rain. You nod at cars, what's the point? I look at them and I nod at them. You know, it's like a mutual sign of respect. When you see someone walking down the street and you look at them and nod, it's like you feel like you have to nod back. It's like you're saying hello to someone. So I try to have a half-second interaction with every car that drives past. So you're not just some random person staring on the side of the road, doing the 1,000-yard stare into nothing. You're actually like looking someone in the eye and like trying to be friendly. So that's the purpose of nodding. Wait, you got picked up and drove his car? Yeah, we took turns for 3 days driving. I've done that probably like 4 times or something like that, where someone picks me up and we're driving a long ways, so we take turns. That's all in Canada that I've done that. I took turns driving with one guy from Kenora, Ontario to Montreal, Quebec. And we drove that for 20 hours straight and knocked out, it's 2,000 kilometers and we did it in 20 hours. I've had close calls or bad experiences with your rides. I've had close calls from driving. Lots of close calls. Not because of the drivers, because of driving itself, and like just whether it was the driver's fault that I was in or another person's fault. I had lots of close calls or near misses with accidents. And I've met some creepy people. People who were watching day 1 of Hitch Live saw one of the creepier people I met, but I turned down the ride because of how creepy he was, and I'll tell you the story in a sec. I hitched. I wrote a very clever question about the nod, but Scar beat me to it. Ever hitched in Mexico? I haven't hitched in Mexico yet. Somewhere I'd like to, but from my experience in Russia with the language, I'd like to be able to be conversational in Spanish before I do it, because you lose the connection you have with the local people if you can't talk or speak their language. Were you ever in a car and gotten pulled over? Yeah, I've been pulled over a few times. Actually, the first time I ever hitchhiked, we got pulled over for speeding on the Coquihalla Highway in British Columbia, Canada. And we've been pulled over. I've been pulled over several times. Never while I was driving, though. Always them. I have been detained by the police before in Japan for illegal hitchhiking, and I got in trouble in England for illegal hitchhiking as well. And those were both due to a miscommunication, and because of that, I thought they were going somewhere they weren't, and I got dropped off in a place where it was illegal to be. I didn't like choose to go there. It's kind of like at that point, I got dropped off and I'm somewhere where it's illegal, and then if you're on a closed off highway, there's really nothing you can do at that point. Where am I at? I'm at Coos Bay, Oregon. So southern Oregon, southwestern Oregon. Oh yeah, story about the creepy guy. So yeah, first day, I had one good ride, just like 5-10 miles out of Port Angeles, and then I was hitchhiking. I turned down a couple rides because of safety reasons. It was like in the bed of a truck, in the back of a cube van. They seemed okay, but like, I'm just trying to keep things on the straight and narrow on the stream. And then I was waiting for another ride. A guy in a truck pulled over. I came up to his door, opened it, and I'm like, "Hey, how's your day going?" And then he just like looked at me dead in the eye. He's like, "Do you want to ride or not?" I said a few things, but at the end of it, I said something along the lines of, based off of this interaction, I'll wait for the next ride. Thanks for stopping. Have a nice day. I just got a creepy vibe from him. So, which kind of leads into one of my rules for hitchhiking, is before I get into a car, I talk to them first. I don't just get into a car because they pulled over and you feel like you're expected to get into a car or truck. I open the door and I talk to them. Usually you can tell real quickly if someone is either like super drunk or just not a nice person. And even though it feels weird, someone pulls over, it almost feels like you're expected to get into the car because they pulled over. It's like, get in. But no, you still make that decision once you talk to them, whether or not you want to get into that car or not. So it's one of my rules. In the bed of a truck, is that legal? I don't know. That's why I turned it down. Any tweaker stories? Yeah. They're all really nice to me, but and some of the not as smart decisions I've made. But I hitchhiked from Kelowna to Vancouver on the Coquihalla, and this lady picked me up and was going all the way to Vancouver, which is awesome. That's like 300-something kilometers, 3.5-hour ride. And as soon as I got in, she's like, "There's a handle of vodka in the glove compartment if you want to have something to drink." She wasn't drinking, but she offered me to have something to drink. I'm like, sure, why not? And for those on the stream, I actually don't drink very much. I don't think the hangovers are worth it. But tweaker, like someone high on drugs or like on some hard drugs. And we got to talking, and she was telling me how she's like, I forget what it was, like 7 days clean, 10 days clean off of meth, which seemed really nice. So we're driving, I'm having something to drink, and then we pull over on the Coquihalla, because I was asking her questions all about her life with that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, I've never done drugs like that, but that lifestyle of like heavy drug use and stuff is interesting to me, like in a morbid curiosity way. So I just was talking about it, And then we pulled over on the highway, and she pulled out all her gear, and she like scraped some of the meth off her pipe thing, and did a hot rail of meth. I think I caused her to relapse. I can't say that I caused it, but I was talking about drugs and stuff like that, and she was off of it for a while. Yeah. It was the first time I've ever seen someone smoke or like do hard drugs like that. So I was actually just generally curious what that's like, what that looks like. And then I had to make the judgment call. She smoked like a tiny bit of meth, but she just like scraped the remnants off the inside of the pipe thing, so there wasn't really much. And then I had to make a judgment call whether or not I wanted to stay in that car or not. Now the problem is, I was on just a little tiny highway pull-off on the side of the Coquihalla Highway, which is a really fast, big, wide highway. And I have to decide whether I want to stay in this car or not. Someone just smoked meth. I don't know. So I watched her. I watched how she reacted and how she was acting, and she seemed not that different. So I felt safe enough, and I made the judgment call that I feel comfortable continuing this ride onto Vancouver. So yeah, we drove the rest of the way to Vancouver. We sung some Adele songs together. It actually turned out being a really nice ride. Sorry, I've been neglecting chat while I was telling that story. You don't get hangover, superior German and Dutch genetics? Yeah. I do. And I'm Ukrainian. We drink a lot, right? I should be fine with it. That was my first experience with someone that you might call a tweaker. Is the internet all better now with the new thing? It seems better, but between towns I'm still going to have issues. Like there's just the Verizon network isn't 100% complete along highways. Like you have your hilly, mountainous places where cell towers just don't work that well. Or if they are near there, it gets blocked by the terrain. So we're still gonna have some downtime. No matter what I do, we're gonna have downtime. But I think it's gonna be better. Believe me, I'm Irish. Did you get a new lens too? Yeah, I got another delivery yesterday at the post office here in Coos Bay. And yeah, I got a new wide-angle lens so you guys can have a better perspective of what's going on. Wait, you're Ukrainian? What's it like having 13 fingers? Is that a Chernobyl joke? Is that a Chernobyl joke? I swear I only have 10. Fingers 11, 12, and 13 are just little nubs. They don't count. I'm new here. What's your goal? My goal is to have fun and show people what hitchhiking is like, because I love it and I've done it for 4 years. I had a great time doing it. So my goal is to just continue doing what I love and have fun doing it. Itch, do you ever think your stream causes you to get less rides always looking at the stream? You know, like maybe, well, I've lost 2 rides because someone pulls over and I tell them this is being recorded. Oh, here we go, here's a ride. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, not bad.
Whereabouts you headed to?
I'm going towards Murder Point.
Do you know how far that is? Sorry?
Are you going 101 or
101, yeah. 101.
Okay, well, when we get to the junction, I'll drop you up just past that.
Okay. And I'm recording the process of hitchhiking via live stream. Is that something you're comfortable with in your vehicle? Sure. All right. Bag in the back? Bag in the... Yeah. All right.
Yeah, probably wouldn't fit back here.
No, it wouldn't. Thanks for grabbing me. I appreciate it.
Oh, bro.
What's your name?
Steve.
Steve? Trevor?
Nice to meet you. At least you finally got some good weather.
I know.
How
I
long
started in
have you
Port
traveled?
Angeles. This is day 9 of the trip.
Oh, so you
And
had some nasty weather.
I've been rained on every single day. Every single day until today. So yeah. Do you pick up many hitchhikers?
Occasionally.
Yeah. Is it like based off of what they look like, or you depending on what you're doing? Yeah.
Normally what they look like, and if they look like they're actually going somewhere or just standing there and waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, you were far enough out of town that you had been walking.
Yeah, I walked out of town.
Not standing right at the stoplight.
Yeah.
By the school.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not in a big hurry to get anywhere.
Yep. I do this because I enjoy it, not because I have to get anywhere. And yeah, the purpose of this trip is I have hitchhiked quite a bit over the past 4 years. I've done it in 25 countries, and I've had a great time doing it. And I wanted to show people what hitchhiking's like, because I feel like it gets a really bad rap based off of what you see in the media and kind of what your parents tell you. So that's what this is. That's what this is.
Yeah, well, I mean, people used to hitchhike all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be, like if you went to a popular place, like a popular place where people want to be, and you were leaving that town, you'd see like a group of people hitchhiking 20 meters, people hitchhiking 20 meters, hitchhiking, and they just line up as you go down the road. But I barely ever see anyone else hitchhiking anymore. And part of me is like, that's kind of nice, because in theory that's less competition, because there's only so many good spots. Like on highways like this, like I can't just walk down the highway because it's like windy and the shoulder gets really narrow in places, and it's just not safe for people to pull over in certain spots. So I get as far out of town as I can, find a good spot, and try to catch a ride that way.
Well, luckily up here at the junction, the road splits, but there's a get back road.
Yeah.
And it's on a straight stretch with a wide shoulder.
Perfect.
So
that's what I'm looking for.
And everyone on that road will be going on 101.
Yeah. Well, appreciate people driving through there going somewhere. Or if you're in a town, in a city, they might just be commuting out to their house just a little bit out of town or something like that. Did you used to hitchhike yourself?
I have maybe 10, 12 times.
Out of your, like, you chose to, or you had to out of necessity?
It was before I had a driver's license.
Yeah.
I didn't get a driver's license until I was 18.
Yeah.
So, between 16 and 18, if you can't walk or ride a bike there, you pretty much have to hitchhike.
Yeah. So that's what you did, yeah. And then was it like as soon as you got your license in a car, that was the end of the...
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what most people do. They start out hitchhiking because they have to, because they don't have wheels, they don't have a vehicle, and then.
Yeah, I just don't like having to depend on anyone else.
Yeah. I did the reverse of that. I drove for like 3 years, and then I had a good experience with my first time hitchhiking, and I liked the person I met and how that process went from getting from point A to point B. It turns it into a bit of somewhat adventure rather than just getting there. And I sold my car and kind of went on.
People that way too.
Yeah. Like this is ride 21 on the trip, and everyone that's picked me up has been great. So it's been a fun time so far.
So what do you do up in Port Angeles?
I'm from Canada actually.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I guess I didn't explain that. I'm from Canada, and I'm doing this here because I could get unlimited data, and you can't get that in Canada. Also, there's a lot to see in the States, and I want to see how much I can do. So starting just down the west coast of California, then cut east through Texas, maybe go to the eastern seaboard, up the eastern seaboard. Just, I'm going until I no longer enjoy it or I run out of money. One of the two.
Let me in? Yes.
Where you're turning off here? Is that you live out there? Or?
I actually live in Myrtle Point, which it's the 42-way, but it doesn't show it on the sign. But there's a road that cuts across after the split.
Okay.
So I'll take that one.
And this is the junction up, coming up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get down near Port Orford, there's if you happen to get out at Port Orford,
Yeah.
the road, the highway turns to the left, but
Okay.
there's a road that goes straight up the hill,
Okay.
and there's a viewpoint up there. It looks out over the ocean,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty cool viewpoint.
Nice viewpoint. Okay.
The truck's
Good.
on autopilot. It's going.
You're used to going that way,
Go
yeah.
that way.
Yeah, if I get an opportunity, I'll try and check that out. Because I am doing this out of just for leisure, for pleasure, for fun. So yeah, if an opportunity to see some nice sights, then might as well take them.
Yeah, they got a little teeny port down there that they don't actually dock the boats there. They lift them up out of the water with a crane,
Okay.
and then they put them back on their trailers. So if they happen
Yeah.
to be functioning when you come through Port Orford, you'll see them flying boats
Yeah.
in and out of the water, which is kind of cool. You can see it from the viewpoint. It's right down below you.
Okay.
And you can look down the coast. You can see the coastline for a couple of miles.
That's the spot.
This be the white spot.
Perfect. All right. Well, I really appreciate the ride,
Oh, no problem.
and nice talking to you as well.
You have a good time.
One more thing. Would you be comfortable getting a picture with me? I'm trying to collect a kind
Sure.
of list of the different types of people that pick you up hitchhiking. Secondary. Sorry, 1 second. Alright. Thanks, man. Appreciate
No
it.
problem.
And your name one more time?
Steve.
Steve?
Yeah, I forget names. I recognize faces, but
Same. I'm good with faces, but not
it's
names.
like I see someone, I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Have
And
a
you-
great day.
Yeah, you too. At least you got nice weather finally.
know.
Should last for another 4 or 5 days anyway.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm just gonna grab my bag quick. Alright, see ya, man.
All right.
What do we think of Steve? This is a good first ride of the day. All right. I'm going to... 1 sec. I'll try and catch up on chat. Get my bag set up. Yeah. Analysis here. Having a little bit of connection stuff here. Oh! Steve brought us to a bad connection area. I might restart the stream at a lower resolution and bitrate. Thanks for your help, as always. It's still not ingrained in my brain to, but soon. Oprah them with business cards. Thank you. See you later, man. Going to wear my backpack instead. Decided to put my backpack on. Now, what I've done differently with jetpack placement is before I had it down like in my front pocket here. It's kind of low and like, I don't know, covered by a few things. But now I have it in the very top of my backpack, like pointing up with the antenna pointing up. So I'm hoping that that gives me a better kind of connection. And I put the backpack back on because it props up the antenna on the thing a little bit higher. So I'm like, maybe that will help. So that's why I'm wearing it now. But I was gonna do some spot analysis just to show you guys what this spot is like and why I like it or don't like it. So you can see that's a long line of sight, like it's a straight road. Very wide shoulder. And like it kind of ends over there, but in my opinion, this is a very good spot. The only downside to this spot is we're at highway speeds now. It's not interstate speed, but it's regional or state highway speeds. So you're going to, like, people are just going fast. That's the only downside. Everything else is great about this spot. So I'm happy where I am. All the traffic here is got to be going somewhere because I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, overall, this knocks out 2 of the 3 main things I'm looking for, and the third thing about the speed isn't even that bad. So happy with the spot. It shouldn't take too long to find a ride. And we'll see what type of person we get next. Steve was an awesome guy. Everyone likes Steve. So yeah, let's keep it going. I'm just so happy it's sunny and not raining. Thank you. Thank you, weather. Thank you, Oregon. What's the fuzzy thing off the side of the view? So that is a shotgun microphone. I wish it wasn't quite in the view, but this is gonna make your audio quality, in theory, a lot better. So it's a shotgun microphone, so it's directional, so it points forward. So hopefully that picks up less of the road noise coming from behind the camera. But the fuzzy thing is a dead cat, so it's essentially a fuzzy thing that you stick on your microphone to deaden or to deafen the noise of the wind. There's always a constant amount of wind with hitchhiking. Even if there's no wind naturally, cars just, like a truck drives by and you get a big gust of wind. So when I set out, I knew there was gonna be lots of wind, so I tried to purchase a mic that would help with the wind noise, because it is really annoying to get that whoosh right in your ear of the wind blowing through the mic. So that's what the fuzzy thing is. It's a dead cat, as they call it, or a wind screen on a shotgun microphone. I think in England you can only hitchhike on an entrance or exits because otherwise the cars are going too fast. On the motorways, yeah, you can only hitchhike on the on-ramps to the motorway. And I got picked up by the police because I accidentally ended up hitchhiking on the actual motorway because of a miscommunication thing. I'll tell you that story in a bit too, because that was kind of fun. But you're right. In England, you can only hitchhike on the on-ramps. On the motorways. On smaller, like, regional roads, you'll be able to hitchhike anywhere. Ideally, you'll just find a spot with a nice wide shoulder like that. Because even if it is legal where you are, you should still try and hitchhike somewhere where it's actually safe. So, yeah. Were the police okay? So the story with that one was I was hitchhiking north up the M6, I believe. I could be wrong, but M6. And this like white kind of transport van pulled over, and the 2 guys in it only spoke Spanish in England. So, you know, language barrier, and I tried to explain that I was trying to go to the next city, like a couple 100 miles north. I forget what it was called. They're like, yeah, hop in. So I did. Hopped in with my bag, and then at the very first junction, just like a couple miles up the road, they turned off the M6 going north and turned onto the M something, or just another highway going straight east across England. I'm like, no, we talked about this. I'm going north. So I'm like, just let me out. So they let me out. And then I'm on a junction between 2 motorways. And I don't really have an option. The motorway is like a closed off highway system. You can't just like hop off and be in a town. You're on the motorway. So I'm like, well, what can I do in this situation? So I just walked back on the M6 North. I'm walking, and then like there's a big like banner, electronic banner thing above the highway, but it's turned off as I'm walking. And I'm walking, and then all of a sudden it flashes on, and it's like, caution, pedestrians on motorway, and flashes a new speed limit. And then I'm like, they've caught me. They know I'm here. So I knew I wasn't gonna last very long, but I tried to hitchhike a ride out before the police came. But within like 5-10 minutes, an unmarked police officer picked me up, and I thought it was a car because it was like an undercover unmarked car. So I ran up to the car. I'm like, yes, and then he rolls down the window. He's like, get in, in like full police gear. So I tried to get in the front door, and he's like, nope. In the back. So I got in the back. Yeah, he kind of gave me a hard time, but he's just like, oh, you know you're not allowed to be hitchhiking on the motorway. I'm like, I know, but there's a miscommunication thing. These guys only spoke Spanish. I told them I was going this way, and then they just went a totally different way. And he kind of got that, because otherwise why would I be where I was? So he's just like, okay, this is your one and final warning. If we catch you on the motorway again, you will be prosecuted. I distinctly remember the word prosecuted because it seemed extreme to me. Prosecuted sounds like court date. Prosecuted sounds like real things, and I thought it would be more of a like, here's a ticket, stop doing that kind of thing. But no, he said prosecuted. So that was my experience with the police in England. Like, he was a nice guy, he's doing his job. And I was somewhere where I totally shouldn't be, like, really bad spot. But that just sometimes happens with hitchhiking. But every time that's happened, it's been a language barrier or miscommunication kind of thing, which tells you how important communicating is in all aspects of life. You have to be able to communicate with people. Otherwise, you're getting arrested. Just hitchhike out of the country if they try to prosecute you. Well, yeah, like, when it's hard for them to enforce that. They're like, here's your court date, Canadian. And then I just leave the country. Hitchhiking stream? Yeah! Welcome to Hitch Live, the hitchhiking stream. I don't know if there's any other hitchhiking streams, but this is mine. And it's day 9. And we've had 21 rides, all on stream. With varying levels of success network-wise. We've had a lot of problems technology-wise. He was probably the motorway police, slightly different from the normal police, a little self-important. Yeah, you're probably right. Like, he was stern, but he was fair. I didn't think anything bad about him. Seemed like a decent guy. He was a state police, I think. And that's been my experience with police for the most part, is, to me, they've been stern but fair. You okay if I host this channel? Sure. Yeah. Give the channel a host. I think I've had like people host me with one person, but I don't think I've had many hosts. What inspired you the first time you hitchhiked? Was it out of necessity or just fun? Did other people tell you about hitchhiking experience and you wanted to try? Sorry, my gear kind of blocks some of the chat, so it's hard for me to... I miss a bit of the left-hand side of the screen, and I miss a bit of the right-hand side of the screen. So I kind of have to like fill in the blanks. But what inspired me the first time I hitchhiked? The first time I ever hitchhiked was because I hated the Greyhound. I went to school in Kelowna, British Columbia, which is central British Columbia. All my friends, family, and girlfriend were on the coast, like Vancouver, Victoria, or Comox. So to take the bus from Kelowna to Vancouver took like 6 hours. You can drive that in 3.5. On this particular occasion, I was going to Victoria, and I just decided to say, fuck it, I'm going to hitchhike instead. You can drive it in 3.5. I bet I can get there quicker. So I made a sign. It said Vancouver, free cookies with a smiley face. I made cookies for my first time. And I got picked up in about 20 minutes, and this guy just happened to be going to Victoria. So we drove all the way from Kelowna to Vancouver, picked up his Swedish friend in Vancouver, drove onto the ferry, took the ferry to Victoria, and drove me to my friend's front door in Victoria. And since then, because that was such a great experience, I've been like hitchhiking everywhere. Like everywhere. I've done it in 25 countries. I've been picked up over 700 times now. That's an estimate, because I only log rides on longer trips, but I've done a lot of shorter trips where the numbers add up. On one trip in 2015, I had 311 rides. So I've done a lot. It escalated quickly. But yes, if we go right back to the beginning, I started hitchhiking because I hated the Greyhound buses. That's how it started. Yeah, but it was... I probably wouldn't have done this if my first time wasn't such an enjoyable experience. Took a Greyhound once from New York to Buffalo, never again. Yeah, I'm with you. I do not like the Greyhound buses. Like, they're just so slow. They stop at every town along the way. It's... yeah. And I get around quicker usually hitchhiking than I do on a Greyhound. So... it's quicker to hitchhike, it's cheaper to hitchhike, and I have a lot more fun hitchhiking. But you had the crap seat next to the toilet. Yeah, well, that's gonna make it several times worse. You picked a bad seat, or you were the last one on just by chance and you got a bad seat. Never sit by the washroom. Poor life choices. Never taken the Greyhound? That's good, keep it up. Your life will be better if you never take the Greyhound. Don't sue me, Greyhound. It's an opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I think, right? I'm allowed to have an opinion. I can say that I don't like the Greyhound buses. Or will I have a lawsuit on my hand? But like, I'm just so happy it's sunny. For those of you that are new, it's rained every single day. Every single day. It's day 9. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 have been rain. So, I'm really happy. Hey man, where are you? I'm just south of Coos Bay, Oregon. Caught one ride today by a guy named Steve. He was really nice. It just took me 5-7 miles or something like that. That's been a good day so far. I'm just enjoying being in the sun. I'm not in a rush. I'm just enjoying myself. It's a beautiful day to be outside. Hey Bubba, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, loving the weather. It's so nice. For those of you who don't know, Bubba picked me up a couple days ago in Oregon and drove me, what, 10-15 miles? Clear skies, everything's good. That's how I'm feeling. What a beautiful day. Got a little like lake beside me. It's actually a pretty place. Where's your not a murderer sign? In my bag. Might pull it out at some point. But right now I'm standing holding the stream in one hand and hitchhiking with the other. I can't hold a sign at the same time. And right now, with the level of chat interaction, I kind of have to have the phone near me, because I could put down the stream and pull out a sign, but then I can't really have the same chat interaction that I'm having right now. So definitely probably sometime today I'll hitchhike with signs. I have 2 signs right now. I lost my 101 South sign. I left it in a car, but right now these 2 girls that picked me up, they made me signs. They made me a Canadian A sign, and they made me a not a murderer sign. So stay tuned. We might be hitchhiking with signs later. Right now we're just thumbing it. So, which is honestly how I kind of just like having a thumb. I kind of feel free. I released something valuable in a stranger's car. Yes, I lost a pair of $300 sunglasses. You might ask, why was I hitchhiking with a pair of $300 sunglasses? Well, I tell you, because I got them for free. So, that's why I was, and then I left them in a car in Nova Scotia. But that's not the end of the story, because before I got out of the car, I exchanged contact info with this guy. He was a truck driver, and he lived in Nova Scotia. And I just so happened to hitchhike across Canada again, like the next year. So I met back up with him, and I got my sunglasses back. And that was great. I was really excited, because before that trip where I lost them, I'd had the sunglasses for like 2 months. I'd barely gotten to use them, and then I lost them. But I got them back, and then so that was the start of my around the world like hitchhiking trip. I picked them up in Nova Scotia, went to Newfoundland, flew to Ireland, and then I got them stolen from my backpack in Sligo, Ireland. And that's the story of my $300 pair of sunglasses that I lost twice. It looks good there. I'd be tempted to sell down there. A bit noisy perhaps, but wasn't that a stream nearby? Yeah, this would be some kind of stream. That's a bridge there going to the river over there. So yeah, I think that's a stream. It's actually quite a nice area. If I can say one thing about like Oregon, it's been, even though it's been raining, it's beautiful. Everywhere in Oregon is beautiful. At least on the highway. I've been going down Highway 101. It's a bit more of a scenic highway than if you're going down the I-5. But coastal Oregon is gorgeous. Even when it's raining, which is a lot of the time, I really enjoy, or I have really enjoyed Oregon, especially for the scenery and the people. Car speeds at this part of the road seem too high for hitchhiking. Yeah, so like I've said, I look for 3 things in a hitchhiking spot. I'll show you the spot. I look for a long line of sight, so that's a pretty straight stretch of road, so that's good. I look for a wide shoulder. This is actually a really wide shoulder here. And the third thing is I look for is slow traffic. It's rare to get all 3. And right now the cars are going pretty fast. I don't know what the speed limit is here, around 50 miles an hour. So it's a little fast, but I checked off the other 2 that I look for. Wide shoulder and long line of sight, so they have enough time to see me, like 10 seconds way down that road. See me, and they have time to make that decision where they can safely pull over at a higher speed. So yes, it's not ideal, but if you hitchhike, you're gonna have to hitchhike in some spots that aren't perfect, because you have to deal with what the road throws at you. It's rare that you get a perfect spot. Sometimes you do, but usually you don't. Where did you stay last night? In a park near Coos Bay. This one guy I met at McDonald's who worked there, he drove me around, gave me a tour of town. We checked out the beach there, got some burgers, and then he drove me to a spot where he thought it'd be a good spot to camp. And it was. And it was the first night it didn't rain. It didn't rain on me. I was so excited. The rule in life is you buy a pair of $10 sunglasses, you'll lose them as soon as you buy. Yeah. Oh, but I didn't buy those sunglasses. They were given to me. That's. Oh. I just instinctively put my thumb out and there's a guy on a bike, so probably wasn't gonna pick me up. But my girlfriend at the time, she worked at an eyeglasses store. They sold sunglasses, and she would get free pairs just for selling a certain amount. And she already had a few pairs, so she gave me a pair of sunglasses, expensive sunglasses. So if someone gives you a pair of nice sunglasses, you're gonna use them. Have I ever been picked up by a motorcycle? No, but that would be a cool experience. I'd like to. It's just a little bit awkward with this guy. I got like 60 pounds on me. And that kind of like pulls you back if I'm sitting on the backseat of a motorcycle. So yeah, I'd like to try it. It just might be not that an awkward experience. You guys have no idea how happy I am that it's like sunny and nice out. Oh, this is great. Devontae, Spooky Bum. How's it going, man? Good to see you, my man. What's the worst weather you experienced while traveling? Depends what you classify as worst weather. The coldest weather I've hitchhiked in is base temperature minus 37 degrees Celsius. And for those of you that are American, Celsius and Fahrenheit intersect at minus 40 degrees. So minus 40 Celsius is about minus 40 Fahrenheit. So minus 40 out. I can show you a picture, but everything on my face was kind of frozen. Like I was actually pretty warm because I had good gear, but like the water vapor in your breath instantly freezes onto the first thing it touches, be it your eyelashes, your face mask, your toque. So my whole like face looked all funny, frozen with a bunch of ice from my breath. That's probably the worst weather. Right around minus 40 Celsius or Fahrenheit. At that temperature, it doesn't matter if you use either Celsius or Fahrenheit. So that's probably the worst. That was last year. Last February, I hitchhiked up to Inuvik, Northwest Territories, and Aklavik, because I worked in the outdoor industry selling outdoor gear, and I had access to some pretty good gear. So I could do it safely. I had a minus 40 sleeping bag and a 4-season tent. And I hitchhiked to the Canadian Arctic in winter, because that sounds fun, doesn't it? But I get a kick out of like traveling across or hitchhiking across places that would be deemed difficult. I've hitchhiked to the Canadian Arctic in winter. So I did some ice road hitchhiking on frozen rivers. I hitchhiked across Russia in 2015. I hitchhiked across Australia last fall, like right through the middle, through like Alice Springs and all that, because I got quite a bit of satisfaction out of completing something like that. Does your family ever worry about you while you're traveling? Do they keep in contact with me? Yeah. Like my dad, I don't know, my dad, he's just like, have at her, have fun. My mom, when I started hitchhiking, hated it. She might not like it now, but she at least appreciates it, because I've only really had good things to say about it. Because I really have had a great experience with it. And I don't know what my friends think. They're just like, oh, Trevor's going on another trip. This is the first time I've ever tried to really document it, so maybe they're like, Trevor's hitchhiking around, but I don't know. If they haven't done that, I guess you don't really know what that is, like what that means, what the experience is like. But everyone's been cool with it. Like my mom hated it at first and asked me to not do it, but she's okay with it now. And now, like, everyone's supportive of it. Somalia next. I was gonna hitchhike through Africa last fall, but that never ended up happening. But I wouldn't go to Somalia, so. Time to walk the dog. Be safe, Trevor. Always safe. Have fun walking your dog. I'm jealous. I like dogs. I like it when I get picked up and they've got a dog in the car. Yeah, my mom watches sometimes. She has actually showed up in chat once. My stepsister watches sometimes. My stepbrother watches sometimes. And they'll show up in chat on occasion. Some of my friends from high school show up in chat. Yeah, so all in all, like, everyone's been really supportive. I love it when, like, people I know show up in chat. I love it when people I don't know show up in chat too. That means you found me through other means. If you like see me, like when someone drives by, like give them a wave. Usually that's either they waved at me, they gave me like a thumbs up, they gave me some hand signals like this. That means they're going a short distance, so it's not worth like pulling over. Or they're telling me it's not worth being pulled over. Or they point in either direction, which means the same thing. That they're only going a short distance and they don't think it's worth stopping. So there's a few different things kind of people can tell you just through hand gestures about why they can or cannot pick you up. What kind of people usually pick you up? Well, if you're here for Steve, like that is kind of like average-ish. Like you'll get picked up by every different kind of person in existence, from like, you know, teenagers who just got their license to old grandmas that are like, oh, you remind me of my grandson. But like the average person is like kind of a guy in his middle ages to late middle ages who either used to hitchhike or used to see a lot of hitchhikers. And if they used to hitchhike, they're like returning the favor at this point. So that's kind of like the average person, is one guy by himself, and he picks me up because he'll kind of pick up people. He won't pick up everyone, but if someone looks like they're traveling, he'll pick them up. I think probably like 15% of my rides have been girls picking me up, so not that common, but it happens. But yeah, you'll get all the different kinds of combinations. Was it 2 days ago I got picked up by two girls. We went for a drive, we had dinner together, skipped some rocks, then they let me stay at their Airbnb back in Yakuts, Oregon. And it was really fun. We had a great time. And at its core, like that's why I like hitchhiking, is the people you meet along the way. It's really fun. I love meeting these people from all walks of life. So that's kind of what I like about it, the social aspect. Like also the sense of adventure, like, because every day if I'm going on a long distance trip, I never know who's gonna pick me up, where they're gonna be going, what their story is, where they're gonna drop me off, how far I'm gonna make it that day. There's a whole lot of unknowns, and I like that. I like not knowing what's gonna happen. I like getting yourself into some kind of, maybe not problems, but like different situations and having to find solutions to that and overcome problems, and like maybe it's a challenging way of traveling, but I really enjoy it. Makes getting from point A to point B more than just traveling. Like it's its own little adventure where there's a whole lot of unknowns. Do a backflip? What if I could, man? What if I could? Maybe one day I'll do a learning how to backflip stream. Hitch Live, day 27, learning how to backflip. Wish me luck. Have people ever picked you up with kids in the car? Yes, not that often, but it happens. I got picked up in Quebec, actually, which is the French province in Canada, for those of you that don't know. And these two girls, kind of early 20s, picked me up in a sedan. They were sitting in the front. Usain, thanks for following. So I got in the back, and in the back was an infant in its like child seat thing. And the thing is, I can't speak French, and these girls couldn't speak English, so these girls picked me up, placed me next to their infant child in the back seat, and then we didn't talk for 30 minutes while they drove me to like a town X number of miles away. So I thought that was weird. Like, I don't find it that weird when people pick me up with kids in the car, but that, just because I was sitting alone in the back seat with their infant child, like, I would never do anything. But they don't know that. So, gotta go, Bubba. Look forward to see you soon. Yeah, you're always welcome to the stream. I love seeing you come back, or come back every couple days, check out the stream, say hi, check in. Yeah, have a great day, man. Enjoy the sun. Days like this, I don't even care, like, I could wait here for 2 hours and I'm perfectly happy. That's another thing. If you hitchhike, you have to have some level of patience. Like, you can't feel, like, irked by people driving past you not picking you up. Like, even though they've got space, even though they're going in the right direction, there's a lot of reasons why people wouldn't want to pick up a hitchhiker. And if you're gonna enjoy hitchhiking, like, you just gotta have patience. You can't care that people don't want to pick you up. It's all part of the process. How many people have dogs with them? Not that many. But actually on this trip I've had a few. I think 2. Bubba had a car in his car. Bubba's in chat. He's just leaving now, or just left. He picked me up a few days ago, and he had a dog in his car. I think maybe 2 on the trip so far. So 2 out of 21 I've had a dog in the car so far. Which isn't that much, but it's pretty common. Today I picked up a new jetpack, the thing that provides my internet, and it seems to be a whole lot more stable. So I'm extremely happy about that, because we've had a lot of problems internet-wise on the trip, and we're still going to experience some problems, because even with a better, more reliable jetpack, as they call it, there's just still dead spots. Verizon doesn't cover everywhere in America, even though it's the best network apparently. So we got a ride. Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. How far is that recording the process of hitch? Because it's fun, but I get not wanting your face. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for stopping. Yeah. Have a good one. So lost the ride because of having a camera, which I figured I'd lose about 25% of my rides that way, and that's only the 3rd ride I've lost. So this is something I knew would happen, but yeah, that's just gonna happen, and that's okay. But like I said, having this live stream and people, There wasn't a dog actually, but it said service dog on board. Having this live stream and stuff, and being able to have this chat interaction has made hitchhiking, like, it's something that I find really fun and something I have always enjoyed since I started doing it. But having chat here and talking and stuff like that has made it even more fun. So even though I'm gonna lose a couple rides, this is still definitely worth it to me. And I get that people don't want a camera in their face, so no harm, no foul. This Jeep's pulling over. I'm not sure what he's doing though. Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. You need a ride, right?
Yeah, where about you headed to?
Going down to Gold Beach.
How far is that, if you don't mind me asking? No, I'm recording the process of hitchhiking through a live stream just to show people what hitchhiking is like. Is that something you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I don't care.
You okay? Alright. Awesome.
How far
Me here? It's probably...
It's fine.
Yeah?
You can put it in the back or whatever.
It's just a big bulky thing. I don't even know. Get that thing.
Pull this up.
Does it pull that? Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That's Yeah, I took the ferry from Victoria, Canada to Port Angeles, Washington 9 days ago. Alright. I really appreciate you giving me a ride.
Oh, no worries.
Finally a beautiful day.
Exactly.
It's rained on me every single day.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty bad for quite a while.
Yeah. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Gary.
Trevor.
Trevor, nice to meet you.
Nice
Trevor.
to meet you. Depends what you're doing.
Depends
Get
what
back
I'm
in,
doing,
yeah.
really. Yeah. If I'm only going, 4 or 5 miles, it's like, well, what's the point,
Yeah.
So.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
This is actually a live stream, so people watching live and stuff like that.
So make sure I don't say anything that doesn't need to go out, right?
Yeah. Has made it able to you can drive in Western Europe. A lot of those Western European countries are a whole lot smaller than most of your states.
Well,